WWE Royal Rumble 2004, the only Rumble in history where there was no winner. Pretty insane when you think about it. Just a weird show in general. Hardcore Holly's in the main event. So was Chavo Guerrero for whatever reason. Are we watching the Royal Rumble or are we watching a rousing episode of Velocity? That's what I said. That's what I said to myself as I was watching this. But if nothing else, it's a very interesting show. And honestly, an all-timer of a Royal Rumble match. So let's get right into it, baby. Strap in, because we got a red hot Apron Bump podcast.
Yeah. It's the hardest. Talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what hard is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock this. Let's get it started. Yeah, back. Yeah.
Ooh, what's up, everybody? What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Apron Bump podcast. I'm your host, the hardest part of the ring, Kyle. Royal Rumble, baby. Always a fun old time talking some Royal Rumble. We got 2004 on our hands today, ladies and gentlemen. Entering this very interesting year, to put it nicely, I guess. 2004, man. I am not looking forward to it, but actually, no, that's a lie. I kind of am. The BDSM kink in me kind of is looking forward to it because, man, this year, well, we got JBL on deck. We got Goldberg and Brock Lesnar are about to take a hike. We got... what's even happening on Raw? More Shawn Michaels, Triple H. We got Evolution turmoil. We got... Is Eugene in 04 or is that 05? I don't remember, but we got it's going to be an interesting ride. So I hope you're along for it. But hey, if you want to get caught up on this ride, the aforementioned ride that I mentioned, you should know that I cover all sorts of wrestling, all sorts of timelines, all chronologically, reliving these various eras from companies big and small across 4 different decades. And if you like this era of wrestling, if you like Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression, or if you like both, I've covered it all, baby. I started my first retro review was Royal Rumble 2001, and I've covered every single WWE show up through 01, 02, 03, and now into 04, all chronologically with various guests, podcast hosts, buddies. It's been a good old time, and you can go to the link in the description if you want to check out that whole timeline. Binge away, baby. Or go to apronbump.com, go to the episodes tab, and you can select whatever timeline you'd like to hear me babble about. Whether it's the golden eras of TNA, Ring of Honor, Progress Wrestling, the mid-90s, New Generation, all that stuff. Go check it out. If you have not already, join the Discord. That link's also in the description below. I have many plans to amp it up this year. I got a lot of fun ideas, and we got our new... we got the next season of the Predictions League kicking off with the Royal Rumble. So if you want to get on that, prizes are available for the winners. And it's a fun old time with a couple of cheeky blokes in there. Apron Bump Discord. Join that. Follow me at Apron Bump on all the social media. What else? I haven't really even talked about the show, I don't think. You're going to hear all about it. Hardcore Holly, Brock Lesnar. You know the deal. Shawn Michaels, Triple H, last man standing. We got the Cruiserweight title on the line. The tag team titles are on the line in a tables match. We got Chavo and Eddie. That whole thing, it's very melodramatic. And we get into a lot of Chavo Guerrero talk on this podcast. Probably, you're never going to hear another episode with as much Chavo Guerrero talk. But it's a fun one. It's an interesting one, too. So, and of course, the Rumble match. If you've listened to any of my previous Royal Rumble reviews, you'll know that for Royal Rumble shows, we review the show as normal up until the Rumble match itself. And it's at that point this transforms into a watch along. So we'll be watching the Royal Rumble match itself towards the end of this podcast. But I'll give you all the cues, the timestamps. I'll probably throw it in the description as well. So it's off of Peacock. And I think that's all the info you need. No, it's not. You know what other info you need? My guests for this lovely episode, the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. I've had Matt on previously, but this week we got old KJG and Brundo representing the Shining Wizards podcast. We had a good old time talking the Rumble, watching the Rumble match itself. It was a hoot. I'm looking forward to it, baby. So go check them out, the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. They go live every Monday, 7 Eastern on YouTube, sometimes X if they can figure it out. But no, it's a hilarious podcast. It's a part of my weekly rotation. They get into the current product, all the major scuttlebutt and news and rumors, and they have interviews with various wrestlers from all over the world, people involved in wrestling. They do segments. It's a really, really fun show. So go check it out every Monday. And wherever you listen to podcasts, the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcasts. And you'll find me there every third Monday of the month with Hand Job Corner, starring your favorite hand jobber, Kyle. So keep an eye on that. Check that out. Give him a subscribe. Give me a subscribe. Put your finger in my belly button until liquid starts coming out. And with that, I think we should get into the episode, Daddy. WWE Royal Rumble 2004 with myself and KJG and Brundo from the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast. All right, fuck Kill Mary, Hardcore Holly, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Benoit.
I know who Kevin's killing.
I hate fuck Mary Kill. I didn't know this was.
I don't know. I don't have a way to start episodes, so that's just what came out.
I think I'd have to fuck Hardcore Holly.
Yeah, he's like low key kind of handsome. Like you never think of him as like a stud, but he kind of is.
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't feel safe fucking Chris Benoit.
All right, Chavo Guerrero's held down some steady career options. So working on what is it, Glow and what is the other one? Heels or
he was backstage on Heels or something, or
he was doing the stunt work, right? Wasn't he a stunt guy doing stuff like that?
Yeah.
You know, he's been holding down steady jobs, so I'd probably marry Chavo, kill Benoit, and I guess Hardcore Holly could get it.
Benoit would be a good lay, though. You got to take that into account. I mean,
no way, man. I don't trust what he's going to do to me after.
Right. Well, some people are into that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's already accompanied a lot of guys in the shower, so
okay.
Well, on in there. If you believe the former WWE guys.
I mean, he battled Kevin Sullivan in the bathroom, so that's something, right?
Oh,
that's something. That was quite the Rumble in the bathroom. But speaking of Rumbles, got a little Royal Rumble 2004 on deck, boys. You guys get a chance to watch everything up until the Rumble match?
Yeah, absolutely. I actually, I'm old enough where I watched this one live for sure.
Hey, I'm that old too.
I'm old as shit, so I watched this one. This was probably my favorite Rumble.
Really? Well,
up until the Rumble, obviously.
But yeah, up until the Rumble, it was kind of a weird show. I don't know if I would call it bad or good. One thing about Royal Rumbles in this time period is I feel like it was like almost like a testing ground for main eventers, because you have the Rumble match you can lean on for the main event. So you could throw your Hardcore Hollies in the main event, or like Chavo in a singles match. You're not seeing Hardcore Holly fight for the world title at a SummerSlam, but they were trying here at Royal Rumble. But I guess
I don't. Other than a WrestleMania, you could have put because this is after like hardcore. This is like the one failed attempt of Hardcore Holly as a main eventer, just because of what Brock did to him the last time. So I think if he happened to be healthy around SummerSlam, I think they would do it at SummerSlam. If he happened to be healthy around whatever,
maybe.
I think they would have done it there too. It was just the timing of Hardcore Holly being able to come back and from his injury from Brock and have a shot at the main event, if you will.
I don't know. Hardcore Holly feels like a SmackDown only pay-per-view guy main event.
Right, but you have to put it into context of what happened. Brock Lesnar broke his neck.
Yeah.
So Hardcore Holly just happens to come back around this time. And so why not give him the main event push?
Personally, I think if it was around SummerSlam time, they would have just done it like on a SmackDown or something, and then went on to like Brock versus Kurt or something, for the main event of SummerSlam. But we'll never know, I guess. But it's probably for the best that it was a Royal Rumble. That's, I guess we'll get more into it when we get to that part of the show. But
we got some things to say about that match. So,
it's I would say like the show up until Shawn and Triple H felt very rushed, which we'll talk about each of the matches individually. But We might as well start off with the tag team titles on the line. We got the champions Evolution, represented by Batista and Ric Flair, taking on the Dudleys in a tables match, not elimination, which I thought was odd. But just a very quick. I was actually like starting to get into this match. I enjoyed the energy of it, like at the beginning, and then it was just over. It was a weird one. I don't know what you guys think about this one.
I felt the same way. It definitely felt quick. Like it was almost like a blink and you miss it pay-per-view match in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, you getting right at it. I was starting to really get into it, and then all of a sudden, table bell ring. That's that.
This is like right before this is right before the Dudleys get moved to SmackDown, right? And we go into the Undertaker Dudleys main event with the Crypt thing.
Yeah.
So I wonder if this was just about getting the belts off the Dudleys as fast as possible, and Ric Flair's also in the match. So I mean, you're not trying to put no half-hour tables match together with Ric Flair in it.
Yeah. You don't think Ric Flair's going through a table?
So I didn't hate it, but I will say this though, sneaky underrated because they hadn't done it in a while. Dudley's wearing matching camo.
Yeah, like the green and yellow with the shorts.
Yeah. Pop for that, because for a while Bubba Ray was just wearing like bootleg ass sweatpants and the jersey and Devon.
Don't worry, he'll go back to it a few years when he's in TNA. He has some awful attire. Awful. Your boy Matt watched a show with me where he's just wearing blue jeans and a stupid T-shirt. He's just Dudley's man for fashion.
For that and amongst itself, I loved everything about this match.
So you loved Bubba's thighs, so that adds an extra star for you.
Oh, big calf guy. Saying. Big calf guy.
Bubba does have some all-star calves. I will say that. I don't know if you've ever done a top 5 of wrestlers' calves, but he'd definitely have to be on there. Well, I would say.
I mean, I think Buff.
Yeah, I would say so. Somebody else got calf implants. I can't remember if it was The Rock or somebody.
Oh, The Rock got pec implants, or he got reduction.
What are we talking about? Oh, by the way, I wanted to mention also, by the way, Batista, which I think he's like the MVP of this like 3-minute match or whatever it was. For one, the promo in the beginning, it was kind of like a nothing promo, but I don't know, he kind of felt like a star to me, and I don't remember like early Batista coming off like that. I remember him being more uncomfortable on the mic, like early on. I don't know, did that stand out to you guys at all?
Only because you can only imagine like now being fully ensconced in Evolution now, like it's probably their objective to get him as much promo time as possible, just because the whole purpose of Evolution was to get these guys ready for the next step. So not really shocked that he's been gradually getting better at, I mean, it's no give me what I want, but it's gradually getting there. And this is the early
So I would say it's better than give me what I want, but
I don't know, man. That was vintage.
something like that. Also, by the way, shout out Bubba for sliding a table across the ring, like from the outside to the opposite side of the ring, and just spearing Batista in the chest. That was a very creative spot. I mean, just the sniper accuracy of this Bubber was off the charts here.
Not his first time, I'm guessing.
I would say so. You're probably right. Often has wood in his hands, but talking about his penis. So, yeah, ultimately Batista, it's kind of like a out of nowhere spine buster to Devon through the table, but this is capitalizing off of Coach getting on the apron.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Distracting the Dudleys. I forgot to. So Coach received a 3D through the table on Raw the previous week, so he's here to get his revenge, and he costs the Dudleys the tag team titles here. So I would say he got that revenge, and Batista drives Devon through the table, and yeah, I got a quick match, not a lot to it, but I had fun in the time it was there, I guess.
I noticed something about Ric Flair in this match too.
Do tell.
I was trying to think like, okay, Flair's an older guy, but he's like a champion. He's being pushed. Would you consider Flair being kind of what Jeff Jarrett is these days? Where he's older, but he could still go. He gets a pretty good reaction. I was trying to akin him to somebody, but
for some reason, it at least like, I feel like Jeff Jarrett's leaning into it. Like Ric Flair never lent into it. Like he was just like still thinking he was like 25 years old. Like that's
right.
That's like the problem with Ric Flair. Like Jeff Jarrett's leaning into the fact that this is his last go. Ric Flair didn't do that until fucking Shawn Michaels. So, and even then,
That's true.
He went to TNA and still did shit.
Right.
And they went back to WWE and still did shit, and then almost died in the ring.
He'll come back.
But I see the point though, that the comparison's there for sure.
Yeah, I definitely see. There's definitely a comparison there in terms like Ric Flair, like he looks old as fuck here, but he still moves like as well as he ever did, or like close to it. So I like
He
it.
still
I like
takes
the
that
comparison.
weird backdrop or whatnot, the sideways backdrop, just as good.
I was thinking this the other day. How many backdrops do you think Ric Flair has taken in his career?
Oh God.
He takes at least one every match.
At least
Backdrop or like military press. Like, how are his hips like intact? I'm sure they're not the original ones, but or maybe they are. Who knows?
Well, whatever side he takes that bump on, whatever hit that is, that's got to be fucking
The fact that he's not in a wheelchair is incredible. I mean, you can't kill this guy.
He was in a plane crash by the time he was like 25 years old. And here he is wrestling until he's 60s.
Which, hence the bump.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, do you guys know who Tug McGraw is?
I 100% do. Former Mets and Philly relief pitcher.
Did he just recently pass away?
Pretty recent, yeah.
At the time of the show, he died in 2004. I think.
Oh, never mind. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's from the time of the show, of course.
Yeah. Okay, because Cena referenced him. Because the next segment is Josh Matthews interviewing John Cena, and he does this little rap or whatever, and he references Tug McGraw, which I'm like, it's this era of John Cena, so I'm like, is he making a penis reference? But apparently not. I guess he was a Phillies player, and by the way, they are in Philly, so I guess he's just hamming it up for the crowd a little bit.
He's the father of some country singer also.
Tim McGraw?
Tim McGraw, yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Man, what a powerful family. This McGraw.
Yeah, seriously.
Bill fucking McGraw or whatever it was. But yeah, Cena's rapping. He's here. He's going to win the Rumble. Probably one of the heavy favorites because I've been watching all the Raws and SmackDowns leading up to this show. And if I, was watching this live, I think Cena was the heavy favorite. Him and Benoit are the top two, I would say. Cena's rapping. RVD pops in, member of Raw, which this is a point in time where like Raw and SmackDown intermingling felt like a big deal. Do you guys were you guys watching like during this period and remember like the brands like kind of intermingling like this?
Yeah, they really only intermingled on like the big four because I don't believe King of the Ring was even
this is big four.
A pay-per-view anymore. And if it was, it stopped 2 years ago. So yeah, it was. They would only intermingle on a Survivor Series or a Royal Rumble. You'd never see it otherwise.
Yeah, it's something I miss. Like that brand kind of you associate people with certain brands, and it felt like a big deal when they showed like RVD and Cena. You don't see them on the same screen ever. So,
well, even like the commercials they would do back then, like the hype for the pay-per-view commercials. I'm not sure if this is the one where it was like the West Side Story one. Is that this Rumble?
Oh, that's I think it's the next year.
The next year.
I think.
Where like you literally have like SmackDown on one side and Raw on the other side, and like
didn't they all have like the wigs? And they're doing the wow.
Yeah,
you just triggered a memory that I haven't thought about.
The only one that didn't have a wig on, or the two people that didn't. Oh no, wait, hold on. The only person that didn't have a wig on was Benoit. They actually let him use his regular hair.
They knew what he'd do to him.
I was gonna say I thought it was Flair, but no, Flair had a wig on in that commercial.
Man, what a time!
It would have been funny if he had that X-Pac wig on from the Four Horsemen takeoff in the NWO.
He might have. It might have been the same one. They did purchase everything from WCW.
Good point.
Well, they purchased everything from WCW, including their cruiserweights. Because the next match, we got the cruiserweight title on the line. We got Rey Mysterio, the champion, defending against Jamie Noble, accompanied by his blind girlfriend, Nydia. Why is she blind, you may be asking? Well, she got the black mist in the face from Tajiri, and now she's blind. So that's where we're at. Another short match. These guys have had amazing matches in the past, but this one was leaned more on the story than the actual match. But you're never going to hear me complain about seeing Rey Mysterio versus Jamie Noble. This is kind of like what I associate this era of the cruiserweight division with. But it again, like just like the first match, it was fun in the time they had, but definitely short. What'd you guys think about it?
I felt like it was on ×2 speed. Like these
Yes.
guys were flying through this match. Like it was great, but like the first match, it was like I felt like it was just getting into it and then it ended.
Mhm.
Yeah. And like you said, it was more about the story. So you pretty much knew you were getting, a Hurricane Rana, Jamie Noble doing some bullshit, yada, 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 619.
Right.
That was a hell of a 619 too. Like Noble flew back.
He sold it.
He takes a good 619.
Noble was
Yeah.
fucking good, man.
He was. Yeah.
Dude, he's one of my like low key favorites. And I was you made a comparison earlier, Brundo, and I'm gonna make another one. Seeing these two together reminds me of the Ray and Dean Malenko matches. Thoughts?
I
And
think
how Jamie's
Noble
like a good base.
he might have been trained by Dean actually.
I believe it.
Yeah. I think he was because I think he came out of that Florida area where Dean was training. But yeah, a great comparison there. I love Noble, and I think he's not long. I think he's out of WWE within the next year or so. But
I
yeah,
think
he's a guy I wish they would do more.
I think he slips right in. I don't think he's ever actually gone.
Well, he left and went to Ring of Honor for.
Oh, that's right.
for
That was
about a
after this.
year.
That was after
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, very briefly. But yeah, he's because Jamie's so good. He's like again, such a good base for cruiserweights, but he also has the character element to him that Dean never had, and just technically so good. Yeah, I love watching these. Like throw Tajiri in the mix too. Like those combinations of guys are like my favorite part of this era of WWE for sure.
And then you just like kind of throw in like you had Jamie Noble in WCW, great, right? Some of those great matches with 3 Count and the Young Dragons and all that stuff with and Evan Courageous, all that bullshit. And then like he comes into WWE and all of a sudden you saddle him with this, like, the whole cliche, take you and then turn him up to like this. They basically do that by just putting him in a trailer park. Like that's basically turning. Apparently that's Vince McMahon's idea of turning Jamie Noble's character up to.
Isn't he like from West Virginia?
Yes, and actually, it's so funny that he's on this card. I just recently watched. I don't remember when it was. I think it was his last match at a house show where he was teaming with Braun Strowman and somebody else against.
It's within the past couple of years, right?
I want to say it was longer than that, but it was like him, Braun Strowman, bald Braun Strowman, like red pants Braun Strowman, I think.
Right. So yeah, maybe like a few years ago, maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe.
And was it against the Shield?
What's the Shield? I know what you're talking about. I can't.
And like
remember
they do like a whole like backstage thing for him. Like they show him working out, trying to get back into shape, and he's in West Virginia, and he picks up the win over somebody with his Tiger Bomb. So yeah, Jamie Noble ruled, man. Yeah,
and like I'm sure he told Vince, "Yeah, I'm from West Virginia," and Vince is like, "Oh, you're West Virginia. They all fuck their sisters or whatever," and then that's what his character is. So he made it work though.
That's where Vince grew up anyway, too, right? Or North Carolina. So they're kind of sister fuckers too.
Without Jamie Noble, we never get Nunzio. Well, we probably still get him, but we don't get him as Jamie Noble's cousin.
That's right.
See, I never realized that until I went back and I've been going through all of these, like, because Nunzio and Noble have interactions like the previous week from this show, and that they're not like, "Oh, you're my cousin." Like it's just completely non-canon now. But it was such a funny way to debut him,
because I think like doesn't like the reason why Nydia's wearing like the mink coat is like, doesn't Jamie Noble like fall into a whole bunch of money, and then like
great aunt dies or something,
and then like someone tries to like, and he calls in his cousin as reinforcements, which is Nunzio or some bullshit. I'm not sure if the two are related, but I know that happened back then.
No, it's definitely it's all in the same universe for sure. But yeah, Nydia's blind here, like I mentioned. I don't know why she's out there. Seems very dangerous. But she's out there to support her man, I guess. And at some point, she just stupidly reaches her hand inside the ring and trips up Jamie, thinking it was Rey. And this is what leads to the 619. And then drops the dime. Rey Mysterio gets the win. And like I said, a quick match. It was fine for what it was. But we're still playing on the Nydia and Jamie Noble tension here. Do we think Nydia's faking it? I honestly can't remember in the storyline if she's faking it or not.
I don't think
she is.
At this point, is she though? Or
at this point, okay. Well, that's hard to say, but it turns out that she does the whole Sandman.
Sandman.
take
Yeah,
off
because
the,
he's
yeah.
trying to. I think later on he's trying to like diddle his way into somebody else's pants, thinking she can't see. I
Diddle
can't
his
remember
way.
which one it is, but one of the divas back then.
Interesting. Probably Tori. By
Probably,
default,
I
it's
mean-
probably if SmackDown, it's probably Tori or Dawn
Yeah.
Marie.
Yeah, Tori makes sense.
But yeah, because Jamie's been using her as like a meat shield in his matches on SmackDown because she can't see, so she can't blame him. So he's been trying to take advantage of her, and it's kind of a fun story, but it's kind of just.
I
we got a
love
short match
Lydia.
of
She
it.
could have been my meat shield any day.
That's
Probably
inappropriate, Brendo. Women are more than just objects.
Good
Okay,
point.
but not Mexicans. We got a few here. Eddie Guerrero versus Chavo Guerrero, accompanied by Chavo Classic. Yeah, he's in the picture now. Eddie and Chavo, man. I mean, I have memories of this story. I guess I'll vaguely lay it out to you guys. Is this a good story or not?
If you watch the video package, I think it is.
They built it up. This was like the A story on SmackDown at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like the turn was good at the time. Watching all this when in real time, I feel like the turn was good. But I
Yeah.
don't know if like the match and everything like lived up to the turn.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
I guess just to kind of lay it out here for anybody unaware. So Los Guerreros, Eddie and Chavo, of course, former tag team champions. They've been teaming for probably like a year at this point. And Chavo was starting to get jealous of all the praise Eddie was getting. There's always Eddie chants, but never Chavo chants. And then Eddie and Chavo are tag team champions, and then Eddie loses the tag team titles. Chavo blames Eddie, says Eddie's not focused, and then eventually Chavo just he comes unglued, and he's saying that he's turning on Eddie because he lost the tag team championships, but it's really because of his jealousy. And then Chavo's dad comes into the picture. He's trying to apologize to Eddie on behalf of his son. But then Eddie's like, no, I want to hear it from him. And then Chavo Classic attacks Eddie. And then now they're ganging up on Eddie. And then Kurt Angle sticks his stupid bald nose into the picture for some reason, trying to be a peacemaker. And I guess it's pretty much where we're at, right? And just a couple bloody beatdowns from Chavo to Eddie in the middle of the ring. Chavo, the character work from him was solid, I think leading up to this, but I just don't know if Chavo was the guy, you know?
No,
And-
I don't think he was ever the guy. He was good where he was. He was a good, like great to lead the cruiserweight division. He
Yeah.
was, a great kind of tag team partner for somebody like Eddie or somebody else. But past that, he never really.
Even in the tag team, like it always seemed like Eddie was always like doing a favor for his, air quote nephew, like because every time, like I love Chavo, don't get me wrong, but like his best role, like the most believable role he had was when he was in WCW and he was a fucking scrub, like that, like
When he had the horse. Didn't he have like a horse
Pepe.
or some shit? Yeah, Pepe.
I've said it on the Shining Wizards, the most worthless Guerrero.
That's why I thought you would kill Chavo when we did the F Mary.
I didn't, you know what? I didn't think of it at the time.
Wow.
I didn't think about that. I hated Chavo at the time.
Murdering family, shitty frog splash. Which
Yeah.
is worse? It's really a toss up when you really think about it.
I don't know what they could have ever done. Them like even when he went to TNA and he was like with Hernandez and stuff, and like he was supposed to be like this guy. Like
I forgot about
everything
that,
he
too.
did was just so not believable to me as like a guy to take. Like even later on in this, he's like fighting Benoit for like the U.S. title. Like
Mhm.
after Eddie Pat, like come on, like Chavo fighting for the U.S. title. I don't know. I think it actually might be a Royal Rumble too. But
It could be. It could
Yeah.
be. So I'm wondering because Eddie and Chavo, they're always going to be synonymous with each other. And I'm wondering do you think it's the fact that Chavo is always going to be compared to Eddie is the reason people don't look at Chavo like as a real contender, or is it just he sucks?
It's possible. I mean, like
it's the last name. That's all. Like,
Yeah.
If he was like Chavo Garifo, like he'd be like my favorite Garifo. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it makes sense.
he might
but
be mine too.
he'd be 10 times. There you go. Thanks, Brendo. Like he'd be 10 times better than me in the ring.
Maybe. Who knows?
I don't know. It's
I'm
just
trying to think like if you put him like as a like the only like comparison I could think of is like maybe the Von Erichs. Like Chavo would be, I don't know if he'd quite be like Mike Von Erich, but maybe like Kerry, where Kerry was never like the number one guy. There was always David and Kerry,
Right.
or Kevin. I mean,
I don't know.
there's
man.
always Kerry and David ahead of him.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let me throw this scenario
No,
at
you
you.
know who he is? Sorry, Kyle. You know
No,
who he
please,
is?
please.
He's Ryan Nemeth is who he is.
That's actually a pretty good comparison. He's like not bad, but he does everything a little worse. I like it. But I was thinking of this, like, what if, let's say hypothetically, the Radicals. We're familiar with the Radicals, right? Benoit, Perry Saturn, Eddie, who did I forget, Dane. What if it was Chavo instead of Eddie? And then Eddie came in when Chavo came in. Like you switched the two. Do you think Chavo would be looked in a higher light? Or do you or no?
I think.
Like, do you think Eddie?
I do. I think he would have, because you got to remember Chavo came in the invasion, right? So like that was like absolutely atrocious. Like he could have been Chavo Garifo and he still would have got buried in the invasion. The invasion. But
Tommy Dreamer got buried in the invasion. Crying out
Most
loud.
if you weren't a WWE guy, you got buried in the invasion.
That's
basically.
a fair point. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
but
like,
I don't think Chavo had like Eddie.
well,
Like I think he would have been fine, but like Eddie just made everything work. Like the Mamacita stuff with China and all that.
So
Like I don't think Chavo could have done that.
So let's look at it like this, right? So in the Radicals, you had Saturn, Dean Malenko, Guerrero, and Benoit. Only 50% of them made it anyway. So like if you're gonna do the math the same way and you're gonna take 50% of them to make it, would you take Chavo over Malenko and Saturn, or would Saturn jump the line, or would Malenko jump the line over Chavo? And would Benoit and Saturn be the two biggest stars? Would it be them at WrestleMania 20? No, spoiler alert.
Wow,
I don't think I think it's just Benoit making it then. I don't even think two of them make it. Like I love Saturn. I absolutely was the biggest Moppy fan there was at the time.
But here you go.
But I don't see him main eventing WrestleMania.
On the flip side, if Eddie comes in by himself, I think he still gets to where he goes.
Yeah. Talent always rises to the top.
But I think now you have Chavo being more believable than he is here, with Eddie still being Eddie.
Yeah, like similar to like RVD. Like he came in during the invasion, but he rose above and became his own thing.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's true.
And Eddie kind of got a restart. Like once he got fired during the invasion,
That's
he kind of came
too.
back with a restart anyway. So it probably would have been a wash anyways.
That's a great point.
About it, but
that's a great point.
Yeah.
Well, we got a match here that breaks out. Like I said, great build up. I don't know if the match necessarily met the build up. It's not as quick as the first two matches. But it's a lot like, so the story here, commentary is driving this home, is that Eddie's temper will be his downfall. Like that's what Chavo needs to break into for Eddie to kind of lose himself and lose control. So Chavo like slaps Eddie in the beginning of the match, but Eddie's like cool, calm, and collected. And Eddie's not striking Chavo, even though he's livid at him. He's destroyed his family, but he's just doing wrestling holds and lucha arm drags and shit. So he's kind of keeping it cool throughout the match. And ultimately, Chavo goes for the Three Amigos, but Eddie counters into his own Three Amigos, and then the Frog Splash, and then the win. So another kind of abrupt finish, but given where these two are, like it makes sense for it to be pretty not easy, but just like definitive, I guess. And then after the match, Eddie, now that the match is over, now he can unleash his temper, so he beats him down, fists, grounded pound to Chavo. Gives a low blow to Chavo Sr., ties him to the bottom rope with his tie, which is hilarious. So funny. But yeah, just bloodies up Chavo in the middle of the ring and in the corner. What'd you guys think of this whole deal?
It was fine.
I felt like I thought they were going to go a different way, because I remember these guys as like previously the SmackDown 6. So whenever, any of the Guerreros and what was it, Edge and Mysterio, Ray and Angle, like tore it up. They always would tear it up together. So I figured they were gonna have like this great match, not like a squash and see you later to Chavo, like angry guy match.
Blatant.
So it's kind of disappointed.
Blatant disrespect to the world's greatest tag team, Brundo.
How dare you? No, I feel like these guys have a good match in them. I think it's just more the story was the focal point here. So I think it just kind of prevented them, kind of held them back maybe in a way, but depending on how you look at it.
I bet they tore it up on the house shows if they ever had house show matches.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And thinking where they go next month too with Eddie, you know, they're kind of just like priming him up to be the guy. So it makes sense to beat the crap out of his cousin and move on.
And there's a lot of,
or whatever he was.
Yeah, they're basically brothers, but
yeah,
there's a lot of elements of this show that set up that give us some foreshadowing for WrestleMania. So you got to think they already know where Eddie's going. So it's probably like, all right, whatever, just get this Chavo shit out of the way, send him to the cruiserweight division, and then Eddie's the star at the end of the day. So
it feels like there was a lot of let's get this shit out of the way.
Yes, that's kind of the whole card up until the Rumble, when you really think about it. But
yeah.
Before that, speaking of foreshadowing, we got Josh Matthews with Chris Benoit.
Check out that. Did you see that jacket Josh Matthews is wearing?
Dude, I was gonna screenshot it, but I forgot. Thoughts? It's like a black denim jacket.
I think it's leather with like dragons on it or some shit.
Like bedazzled something. Like I think I had a shirt like this back in the day, so I can't judge too much.
I might still have it in my closet. A shirt like that. Definitely a dragon shirt.
I had Jericho shirts. I had like those like Hot Topic like fucking
Pacific Sun Spencer shirts. Yeah.
Yeah, Pacific Sun's a good one.
The combo with the blonde tips, which I also had. So again, not throwing stones, but just it didn't. I'll throw a picture in post. It was just tragic. It was the most tragic thing in this segment with Chris Benoit.
And there was the Chris Benoit in there and a promo.
Exactly. So Benoit, he's talking, it's whatever. But then Evolution barges in. There's the line in the sand has been drawn, some may say. And it's just Rick, Batista, and is Orton there too? I think he's there in the segment.
Yeah, he's standing in the background there.
Because Big Dave and Rick are celebrating their tag title win from earlier. Randy's in the Rumble later. So Rick has this bottle of champagne and they're celebrating. And then he just bumps into Benoit. He's like, Benoit! Former horseman, by the way, Benoit. Yeah. He says he can't grab the brass ring. He can't win the big one. Well, I think Mr. Benoit might show him a thing or two later, perhaps. But, and by the way, shout out the way that the champagne just like opened out of no. I don't know if that caught your eye. The way it just like went straight up like I don't know. Again, I'll add that in post, but just full of gold. This segment is what I'm saying.
100%. Yeah, like you said, foreshadowing. I had that written down in my notes.
Because Benoit and Evolution have never crossed paths. Even him and Triple H, like, have they even maybe like back in like 2000 or something? But like, I was trying to think, why would Benoit challenge Triple H instead of Brock Lesnar? But I guess it's kind of planting the seeds, so it makes sense in hindsight. But man, match of the night incoming, folks. Watch out, strap in, strap on. We got the WWE title on the line here. Brock Lesnar defending against Thurman Sparkplug Bob Holly. Hardcore.
There was a Thurman Sparkplug sign in the crowd too.
As there should be. He should have stuck with that gimmick. Race car? I mean, NASCAR was huge at this point, I think.
So there are two. There was Thurman Sparky Plug, and then there was Bob Sparkplug Holly. So you guys just like married the heck out of him. Right there.
It's a money gimmick, whatever it is. Just throw them all in there. It's yeah, man. Like we kind of talked about it in the beginning. This is all we're here because Brock Lesnar, for real, broke Hardcore's neck about a year and a half ago doing a power bomb, and Hardcore Holly did not take that too lightly. Came back looking for revenge, trying to break Brock's neck. So you got an element of realism there, and at least like Hardcore's motivations. Hardcore Holly in the main event, it's always like a meme. It's always like a joke. But when he first returned, the crowd was with him. Like, he was red hot. He attacked Brock with a chair. The crowd was on their feet for this guy. And then it kind of just dissipated.
The video package was great to this one. I know I said it before about it, but like all the video packages really sold all these matches. And it really like it's sold Holly as a top contender. Like if you didn't think of it before, like you thought, okay, this guy definitely has a chance to beat Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys buy Hardcore Holly as a main eventer?
I didn't, but I had a friend or I still have a friend that was the biggest Hardcore Holly fan you would ever meet. Like he actually bought the "How Do You Like Me Now" shirt, and Hardcore Holly came to our town once, so he went to go see him wrestle.
I had that shirt,
and he wore the shirt. And when he went up to meet Holly, Holly was absolutely surprised. Was like, I didn't think anybody ever even bought those shirts.
I had one. I dug Hardcore Holly, but like before, like not this Hardcore Holly, like 99, 2000, 2001.
The big shot, the big shot Hardcore Holly,
the super heavyweight.
Yeah.
Like, I just
something.
Oh no, wait! But How Do You Like Me Now was after that though. That shirt. How Do You Like Me Now was. Oh no, that was right. That was right.
I think it's all the same.
I think it's all the same thing. But I know I had the shirt.
Bodacious Bob or whatever he was, like it's all the same.
Oh,
you know,
the new Midnight Express, loved it.
Whew.
Yeah, Bodacious Bob, Bombastic Bart.
Oh yeah,
just great gimmick after great gimmick. This Bob Holly. But yeah, so that sets up the match, and again, a theme here. It's like great build up. The match, I don't think matched the intensity of what this was supposed to be. Even though Hardcore does like jumpstart the match, and he's fighting Lesnar on the outside, and there's some good stuff in here, but I don't know, man. Ultimately, Brock Lesnar just comes out looking a step or two or five above the Hardcore Holly, I think.
Right, and you mentioned like he's coming back to try to break his neck. You did see a little bit of that in there with like trying to get like that full Nelson lock on him to try to, but I mean, it's like Brock Lesnar, you know.
There was a lot of hugging in this match, like the body locks that Brock was putting on. There was I was not expecting. I was expecting this to be like a balls to the wall match. Yeah. And it was just like, you know, body lock after body lock. I was like, all right, this is not what I was hoping, but
yeah. Like I said, it just felt like it was independent of the build up to me. I agree. It didn't feel, felt like it needed more of a brawling type of vibe to it.
Yeah. And you know, these two could have done that too.
Right. Yeah. If there's two guys that could do it, it's these two.
Yeah.
By the way, shout out Michael Cole for like in the middle of this match, just mentioning that Hardcore Holly's wife left him because of his injury. Which is, I don't know if that's true, but that's pretty brutal. It feels like they should have spent more time harping on that, but who am I to say?
I did notice Brock Lesnar at one point did Ryback's finisher. I don't remember him ever doing that, but
it was pretty sick. I was thinking Samoa Joe, but
oh yeah, that's true.
The meat hook?
No, the what do you call it? The with like the fisherman buster, like the
the feed me now or whatever.
No, it was called. Oh no, the meat hook was the clothesline.
Yeah. Right. This is gonna bother me. Hold on. Ryback's. It's probably just gonna be meat hook that comes up.
Where he does like the stomp.
Yeah, he walks around.
Shell shock. There it is. Thank God we got that. Shout out Ryback.
Yeah, thank God we got the Ryback mentioned in during the Hardcore Holly Brock Lesnar match.
Speaking of guys that don't belong in world title pictures. But yeah, whatever. Brock Lesnar. Eventually, so Holly, like you said, he keeps going for this full Nelson to hurt the neck of Brock. And eventually Holly locks it in while Brock is on the apron. But Brock hotshots him, injuring the previously injured neck of Holly. And this allows him to hit the F5 seemingly out of nowhere and gets another abrupt win. But he retains the title, and Hardcore is off to Velocity or wherever the fuck after this. So
teaming with Billy Gunn.
Oh man,
I think
who could forget? I mean, that sounds right. Two blonde assholes, but
yeah, I think their thing was they've been talking about teaming for years.
Have they? Do you
what
think
I
they
remember Michael Cole saying when they teamed up.
Bodacious Billy and Bombastic Billy, Bodacious Bob.
Keeping the legacy, keeping that Gunn legacy alive.
The new Midnight Express.
Yes. One of these times it's gonna work. But hey, we got the one match that gets time on this show up next.
Well, I think we just answered our questions about why everything else was so short.
Yeah, because Triple H is on the card.
Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Oh god.
Which am I correct? This didn't feel that long. I remember this feeling a lot. Maybe I'm thinking of the Hell in a Cell match. Isn't that like
or
crazy long?
the 3 stages of Hell match that they had too. That were like 45 minutes.
But yeah, it's a last man standing match for the world title. Triple H defending against Shawn Michaels. I mean, this whole thing feels like they're just rehashing their previous feud, no? From 02?
Yeah, the buildup was like all the stuff from 02. You get a lot of Gene's Shawn Michaels and that.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't show the shit. Okay.
Was Shawn Michaels wrestling consistently after his return after he won that world title and like the Dutch boy?
Yeah.
He was consistent. He was there. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was the Chris Jericho feud. Some matches with Randy Orton. He's kind of just been kind of like bouncing back. He hasn't really been in anything substantial outside of the Chris Jericho feud, but
so funny. I can remember what Hardcore Holly was doing around this time, but I can't remember if Shawn Michaels was wrestling consistently.
Well, he just had that amazing Survivor Series match too. He's coming right off of that.
Oh yeah, the 5-on-5
before that. Yeah,
Stone Cold Bischoff. Yeah. Now to me, so what this made me it's like this just shows how the lack of depth there is on the Raw roster at this point, that they just have to go back to Triple H and Shawn Michaels, because what are we gonna do? Triple H versus Rodney Mack or some shit? Like, no, you got to go back to like who else in the like Booker T you could do, but they already did that, or RVD maybe.
Yeah.
Again, he's already done all these things, so yeah, it just shows like the lack of. Unless if you guys recall anybody on the roster at this point that you would have liked to see fight for the world title that didn't, maybe.
No,
Triple H kind of. And he wrestled a lot of like Raw main events of like he would have like a 1-2 match or feud with like a Bubba Ray Dudley or a Spike Dudley,
right?
Jeff Hardy, guys like that.
Jeff Hardy, I guess, would be the one if you had to pick a guy.
Well, he's gone at this point.
I don't think he's got. Yeah, he's gone at that point, getting booed in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, brutal.
Oh, okay. I thought we were naming guys that were on the roster.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But.
There was no one. Like they already ruined Scott Steiner in 2003.
Yeah.
Yikes. Test.
Rosie.
Rosie. Heidenreich.
No.
Hurricane.
I was gonna say him if you wanted to do something like super silly and like super like underdogish. Which but I think we get that.
They did have a match.
Hurricane and Rock.
That's what I was going to say.
That was believable. So why wouldn't it work with Triple H?
Hey man, Greg Helms. I'm sold every time, no matter what part of the card he's on. So, but unfortunately, we just have Shawn Michaels here taking on Triple H, and like we mentioned, it's kind of just Triple H is like, "You held me back when we were in DX," and then Shawn's like, "I'm still better than you," all that shit, and But yeah, I mean, Triple H and Shawn Michaels in the ring, obviously they have the chemistry, so it's a reliable thing to go back to, so I get it. But and we're also fresh off of the Raw main event where Triple H and Shawn Michaels fought each other, and Shawn got the win, but his shoulders were also down. So it ended up being a draw, which I remember watching live. I was like so livid. Such bullshit. But now we have this rematch, and it was pretty decent. A lot of blood in this one.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah.
Good question. Where do you guys stand on last man standing matches?
If they're done right, I love them.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the last man standing match when it's the 10 count and all that.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If there's, if they really build and try not to do too many like 10 counts or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Limit to maybe like a couple.
Isn't there one too where like you can pin him, but then they still has the 10 count?
Yeah, pin him and then they got 10 count to come up. That's the original Texas Death Match.
Yeah, that's what I
run those.
Yeah, I don't care for that. I like to just like
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Like, I think this match was fine. There are last man standing matches that can get like Randy Orton and Edge. It felt like it was 45 minutes of punch, wait 20 seconds for them to get up, and then just over and over again. This one, I think they balanced it fairly well. Like throughout the match, they start with some chain wrestling, then they fight to the outside. Sean does this crazy overshoot of a springboard crossbody through the announce table. Like, Triple H didn't even have to duck. Like, Sean was already soaring for that table.
Seriously. Supposedly landed right on his face because then he comes up bleeding.
Right.
Maybe he hit a mic or something.
Yeah, the monitor. It could have been anything.
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh, those monitors were rough looking back then.
They fucking took a shot. They fucking stiffed Howard Finkel. And this one.
That's for no reason. Triple H throws the cover of it and hits Hank Finkel in the head.
I guarantee it's Vince McMahon yelling in the back, like, make sure Fink gets hit with this.
Yeah.
All he did was want to like screw with Finkel.
So
like
good,
anytime they destroyed a car in the back, it was Finkel's rent a car, basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
I love it.
But yeah, that crossbody causes Sean to gush blood for whatever reason. And so we're back in the ring. And this is the point in the match where Triple H is just he'll hit like a clothesline and then wait for Sean to get up for, whatever. It's like to the count of 9 or whatever. And then a clothesline, then the count of 9. And then it feels like a few times he's just like, Sean, stay down. It's very methodical at this point. Then trips. He elevates it a little bit, brings in a steel chair, smashes Sean in the previously injured back. So we're playing, that's a little psychology there, which I enjoy. Sean counters a pedigree with a catapult into the corner, and Triple H allegedly hits the top of the ring post, which I don't know if he quite got the air. But,
I love when he does that though. No, I don't. Nobody does it better / worse than Triple H.
Like Dolph Ziggler does it good, or Nick
Yeah.
Nemeth, whatever the fuck. Triple H does not do it good. Triple H is a wannabe Dolph Ziggler. There, I said it.
Yeah, where does that put Chavo?
Oh man, we need to put this up on the whiteboard and figure this out. Yeah, I'll put a poll out. Which of these 3 do you prefer? Just for no context. But then Sean, so both guys are bleeding at this point after Sean hits Triple H with a chair. Sean goes for the sweet chin music, but Triple H counters with a right cross right to the penis. I don't even know if this is a low blow. It's just a punch to the gooch.
Yeah, that was rough. If he didn't have any kids after that, that's probably why.
I don't think I can find that.
Sean's penis? I got something for you.
No, I need the punch. I need the punch to the gooch.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, I'll send you something later.
Okay.
Just don't look at the thumbnail. Triple H hits a pedigree on Sean. Sean gets up at the count of 9. Triple H runs into a sweet chin music. And Sean, still selling the effects of the previous pedigree and all the blood loss, tries to get up, but cannot. So both guys are counted out to the count of 10. And it is a draw, which, seeing what this would lead to, I don't mind it. Normally I don't like a draw on a pay-per-view, but I think it sold, the effects of the match and the adrenaline, the endurance of the match. Like, I didn't mind the finish, but I'm curious as to what you guys thought about it.
Yeah, you put all the things together in terms of the story and the history and the match wasn't bad. The match was good. Like, it was an enjoyable match. Like, I'm not shitting on the match, but if you were going to have a draw, like we mentioned before about Hardcore Holly main eventing a pay-per-view or in a title match on a pay-per-view, if you're going to have a draw, you better have the Royal Rumble to soften the blow at the end, like to just make because like we said, like you could put a fucking I don't know, any match you want on a main event of Royal Rumble, like this Cody coming up, the Cody Kevin Owens, great, awesome ladder match. Nobody cares. It's Rumble, like that's what you're here for. The 2 matches sell the pay-per-view. So, like I said, this is a main event match, and it was good. There was blood. Finkel got stiffed. It was good stuff, Brundo.
Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot more than I thought I would, because I can remember sitting through some of those Triple H Shawn Michaels matches where I felt like I was going to fall asleep at the end, but with the blood and everything and the waiting for the last man standing gimmick and all that. Like this was a lot better, but definitely at the end, it seemed like the fans really did not like that. It
What
sounded
makes you
like
say that?
well, it sounded like Hulk Hogan came out when this match ended.
Yeah, the bullshit chants were
Yes.
aplenty in Philadelphia. But they'll get
Which
over it.
goes back to KJG's point of putting on the Rumble last. At least that's not the way the fans don't leave
Right.
unhappy, like a WCW 98 pay-per-view or something,
Right.
or 99.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I agree with you guys. Good match. Definitely, we didn't tie up any ends here. There's still a story to be told, but it was fine for what it was. It was a Rumble
Commentary
match.
sure like to suck the dicks of DX too, as they were putting them over as the greatest faction of all time.
Nothing like them.
Yes.
Nothing like them, especially
Yeah.
not on WCW. Nothing like them.
I mean, you can make the case, but just not with these two guys in it. Not this version.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
guess, yeah.
definitely not.
So we're almost at the Rumble, but before that, we get a little. They have this like video package for the Rumble, and I just wanted to note this because maybe it's just my hindsight talking. But this video package it just shows like a quick clip of every guy. You got fucking A-Train, Rene Dupree, Tajiri, whatever the fuck, and then it cuts to like a whole Chris Benoit, like what his story's been the past few weeks. He's been feuding with Paul Heyman. Heyman made him number one. He's got to fight to get in the Rumble. And then here's Chris Jericho and Christian also. But then Benoit, he's fighting to get into. Did they lay it on a little too thick as far as like making it predictable who's going to win this Rumble?
I mean, I didn't even think Benoit was going to win at this point because he felt like the guy that he would always get so close, but just could never finish at the end.
I know that feeling.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed the video package though. I wish they do more stuff like this. I'd rather a video package like this than another year of Rumble facts.
Oh, by the numbers. Fuck off, dude.
I hated that. But I'm not gonna lie, I turned the show off at this point, so I did not even see this.
Oh, so you missed the Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman segment?
Ooh, I missed that too, actually.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything.
I was under specific instructions, so I figured like I wasn't.
We're not at the Rumble match yet,
But
gentlemen.
aren't we though?
No. Eric Bischoff comes out.
Oh, I
He
remember
says-
it. I watched this Rumble
Okay.
a million times, but I skipped the video package. I remember all this stuff.
I wasn't planning on doing a watch along of Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff scuffling. I mean,
Copy.
we can
No, we're good.
if you really want to.
No.
Sheriff Austin coming out laying down the law. What?
Love
You know what I'm
Sheriff
saying?
Austin.
Well, but that pretty much sets us up for the Rumble. Oh, by the way, we do have a Goldberg Brock Lesnar interaction before the Rumble. Again, more foreshadowing for Mania. Last time these two guys came eye to eye, they were both world champions, but now it's just Brock, etc., etc. So that leads us into the Rumble game. You guys ready to rumble, as they say, as the kids say?
100% like the movie. I'm ready to rumble.
Oh, well, let's hope it's just as good. Hey, Future Kyle here. So here's the timestamp information if you want to watch this Rumble match along with us, or if you just want to listen in audio land. I think we do enough talking to kind of paint the picture for you with our Velveeta voices. I don't think any of us are Italian. KJG might be. But hey, here are the timestamps. If you go on Peacock, Royal Rumble 2004, go to 1 hour, 36 minutes, and 9 seconds. That's where this starts. So I'll count you down from 3, and I'll say start, and that's where you start if you want to be synced up with us. You ready? I feel like Dora the Explorer right now. Once again, that's 1:36:09 on Peacock. 3, 2, 1, play. Perfect start.
Yeah.
Long and hard.
Higher number is your best friend. That's hard to believe.
You can't get this analysis from anyone other than Taz.
Brother.
But I digress.
I love Taz at this point too. I mean, I love him today too, but
Yeah.
yeah, he was great.
Him
back
and Cole
then.
are one of my favorite duos for sure.
Yeah, This is right where they're maybe a little before, but they're right hitting their stride as a duo too.
Yeah, for sure. Interesting Taz JR combo here, by the way. Shout out.
Enjoy it.
Talk about your foreshadowing.
Number one entrant. There's no way he's gonna last. No way.
Yeah,
Too
that
many
never
people.
happens.
Some heavy hitters in this bad boy.
I'll show you some hitters.
Nah, from what I remember.
Wow. Randy Orton, number 2.
Well, that's not very nice. Got the Iron Man here. Young stud. IC champ.
Yep. They really
God.
It really felt like he was a huge contender at this one too, even though he's just the IC champ.
Yeah, again, more foreshadowing here for his first two. I never really put that together, but I think it's even like the same trunks they're wearing.
No, Orton had, I don't know how I know this. Orton had orange slash.
Oh,
like,
you're right. You're right.
Peachish.
Peachish? It's a handsome man.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No Raw versus SmackDown here.
Yeah, that's right.
Colors are switched, but they're confused. It's okay. CTE, etc.
A little dyslexic.
Yeah. Is the volume okay, by the way, guys?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
guess you can change it if you need to.
God.
It feels like there should be more signs in the crowd at this point too.
Yeah.
Like I don't know know when that like stopped. Because if you look like at the Attitude Area, everybody has a sign.
Well, I feel like
Right.
they know only to put them up. Fans are fucking ridiculous. They know when they're on hard cam. There you go.
Yeah.
They know when they're on hard cam.
Yeah.
Then they throw them up. I can't stop looking at the signs.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I don't see any. You're right. Oh,
Caitlyn rocks.
Shout out Caitlyn.
What up, Caitlyn? How old do you think Caitlyn is right now?
She's probably dead.
40. Oh, I'm thinking of Diva Caitlyn.
Oh,
No, Barbara Blank.
These are
Whatever.
just random signs. Yeah, I gotta stop.
yeah, so who like the guy holding the Brock Lesnar sign? Like, why are you holding it up right now?
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
Because you're on
Yeah.
camera.
Who we got?
He's always on. It's
I know who.
Oh, Teddy Long, number 3. I'm
Player?
assuming. Fucking love heel Teddy Long, by the way.
The Mac Militant.
I think Rodney Mac's gone at this point, unfortunately.
Ah,
You couldn't just change it to the Mark Militant? Like, wouldn't it have been
Nope.
that hard?
They only had that rapper contracted for one song.
God, like we're not even like close to like amazing Mark Henry at this point either. Like,
This is
Uh,
like a glimpse of it too.
Yeah, but
Like he's
wearing
not
fucking-
quite there, but this is kind of like what the Hall of Pain would be kind
Yeah.
of become.
Yeah, but Hall of Pain didn't wear no fucking purple and gold.
Also, a good point.
Yeah. I guess, 2 years. Royal Rumble 06, I think, is his first world title match. So we got a couple years.
And that's when he makes his first like big stink on the ECW brand. And then he gets pulled up.
I think that's no. He had a run before ECW.
He had a
That's when
world
he was-
title run before ECW.
Well, he didn't have the world title, but he was in world title matches. He faced Kurt Angle, and then he had that feud with the Undertaker,
Yeah, the casket match.
and then
Oh, okay.
ECW, and then
Yeah,
he came
yeah,
back
yeah,
and actually
okay.
won the title.
That's right.
There's a winner right here.
Jerry.
God, the fucking man.
No remorse of blinding that poor girl.
I'm going to see him actually in a couple of weeks.
Now
I'll
watch
be
your
at
eyes.
the GCW Hammerstein. Tajiri will be there. Very excited.
He's still going at it, huh?
Still going at it. Yeah.
Hell yeah. God, I love Tajiri. Oh, little AC dub action going.
Yeah. I would have liked to seen more Tajiri Benoit. That could have been a good thing.
Yeah. I bet you they had like a kick-ass match on Velocity at some point.
I wouldn't sleep on Velocity. There was a lot of kick-ass matches on Velocity.
There is, yeah. There's a lot of like random Ring of Honor guys that'll pop up.
Yeah.
SAP were on there.
There's the John Cena, Daniel Bryan Velocity match. Yeah. Where Cena's dressed like a banana.
Right. Where's Bull Buchanan nowadays? Be squared. Is he in this Rumble?
They brought him back.
should be.
Do you remember when they brought him back for an appearance? The Cena Rock
Yeah.
lead up?
Not until I have not thought about that since then.
Oh, short hair Bradshaw. Short hair Bradshaw.
Hell yeah.
Almost ready
Fucking
to be JBL.
Dude, it's just ooh. I didn't realize it at the time, but they were already kind of priming him for that. Like I think Ron Simmons is injured at this point or something. He's already being framed as like a badass.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh wow. I thought he just missed.
Yeah.
That was great. That was really good.
He was gonna kill
in the
Benoit
crossface.
if Benoit didn't get out of the way. Oh boy. Well, yeah.
Well, see you later.
Never fails. There's always one member of the APA that always gets eliminated like 5 seconds into a Rumble. feel like they switch every year.
And that guy's gonna be the champion in 6 months.
Dude.
Like you said, get the shit out of the way before we
Yep.
get to the fucking important stuff.
Yeah. He's gotta go find his cowboy hat and his suit. That'll make him a champion.
Yeah. In his limo with the horns.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Future world title match right there happening.
Yeah, that's right.
Randy and Mark.
Rhino? Yeah.
The man beast.
Like I watch at least one Royal Rumble a day, like a fucking loser. So I remember, like, as soon as a Rumble starts, it all starts coming back to me. I'll stop doing that, but
No,
It's impressive.
I don't remember a lot about. I remember like a few moments of this Rumble, but I don't remember a whole lot.
I mostly remember the end.
When Big Show won.
Ooh.
nice. That's a good spot.
Oh no.
Oh,
That's it for Tajiri.
that's creative. No way. Wow. See ya.
Mark
Yeah.
Henry, he was a pretty lean machine there too. I mean, for Mark Henry.
Yeah, for Mark Henry.
Yeah.
It's the purple. It makes you look skinny.
Yeah. I gotta buy more purple.
It's your color.
Yeah, he was on Raw at this point, Mark Henry.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was in that Survivor Series
Survivor-
match with Shawn Michaels.
That's right. Now, okay, yeah. So they were gearing him up for some stuff then.
Mark Henry. Yeah. He was definitely in the picture.
Took him a long time.
Yeah.
Phew. Nation.
Oh yeah.
Viwana.
Oh man.
This might be prime. This is prime Matt Hardy right here.
Arguably.
It's too bad
for
they
sure.
don't have a Matt fact.
Yeah, this is post Matt Fact.
Is it?
Yeah, he was doing that in 2003.
That's right. Yeah.
I think they're still doing. Maybe it's like freshly not
Nah,
doing
this
it
is like
anymore.
weird. Like this is like a weird transition for Matt.
He's on
This-
Raw
this
now
era.
at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So
He
like
no longer has his MF
still-
or Shannon.
he still,
Yeah.
he still has like the entrance, but they don't have the matte fact, and it has like a red like tint to it because of hence the gear.
Do you remember who Shannon Moore's MFer was?
Crash Holly.
Bingo.
Hell yeah.
Come on now.
Was he Shannon's MFer? I guess he was. I always
Yeah.
think of them as just both Matt's MFers, but I guess yeah, it's a hierarchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would screw things up for Shannon. I think Matt gets fired pretty soon after this too. Maybe over the summer.
Yeah, I can't remember. Did he get injured and then fired?
I think he got injured, and then the whole Edge Lita thing happened, and
Yeah.
then that was that.
You got to be close to it.
Yeah.
I have no recollection of what Matt did before the whole
Oh,
Edge
yeah.
stuff. Oh yeah,
Ah, there's my
no
guy.
chainmail. Just
The
raw
Rumble,
dogging it, huh?
You ain't got time for that.
Just throw it off all the way to the ring.
Yeah.
Hit some child with it. Knock him out.
Thought he said the Janetti freak.
There's only one Janetti freak. And he's married to his sister,
And he's
daughter,
dead at a bowling alley.
whatever. Or- yeah.
Man, Scott Steiner. I think this is like one of his last appearances.
I remember when he came to WWE, I was so confused because I had never seen him wear like long tights before.
Oh yeah,
In WCW, he always wore the bikers, and then he comes in here and he's wearing like, what was it, Survivor Series 2002?
Yeah, were you there when he debuted?
2002.
Because that one was at
No,
MSG.
I was in college.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, I was at that one.
Yeah.
That was the Elimination Chamber too.
give me a fucking mic, or whatever he said.
Yeah, like Matt Hardy and Chris Nowinski in the ring and shit.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
This whole Steiner run's been awful. Like living through it through real time, it's like just as bad as you remember, if not worse.
Dude, like you try to like, you listen to all these podcasts and they're like, why would we bring this guy in just to bury him? How does that make us money? Hold that thought. Ooh,
The
Colonial New
blueprint?
Jersey native. Matt Morgan. So, like, why would we bring these guys in just to bury him? How does that make us money? I mean, in theory, they're right, but how do you argue when they did the Steiner, Goldberg,
Yeah.
Booker T,
Yep.
DDP,
The NWO.
NWO?
It's crazy. That's why we got to go to Triple H, Shawn Michaels for the 5th time.
Yeah.
Dude, even Jericho, it took a while.
Yeah.
Even when Jericho won both titles, it didn't feel like he was the top guy.
Right.
Felt like
Yeah.
Chavo Guerrero did it.
Former ECW champion.
That's true. Shout out Chavo. ECW.
Shout
original.
out the worst Guerrero.
All right. Did I say worst or worthless?
I think you
both.
said worthless. I think they're kind of hand in hand, no?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I might like him better than the other guys, but he may hold no value.
I guess, yeah. You put it that way.
But oh god, what a waste.
Matt Morgan, man. I feel like if WWE had an NXT at this point, Matt Morgan would have been like a hoss there.
That's a great
Yeah.
pull, but that's a great point.
Well, they had OVW at that point,
Yeah.
and he was like Jim Cornette, like absolutely loved Matt Morgan, so he was always the top guy there.
Right, but like NXT, if they had NXT then, like it's so different. Who we got?
There we
Oh
go.
yeah,
All right.
top guy out.
Was this post Matt Morgan stutter?
Oh yeah,
This is
No.
pre.
Oh,
this is great.
jeez.
This is like him and Nathan Jones era,
Yes.
Yes.
like with Paul Heyman and Big A
They-
Train or something.
Yes. Yeah.
the
Yes,
big
yes.
guy team.
Heel Big Show.
God. Well,
Whoop, seal.
didn't even need to take off the cape.
So
Flew
what do we say
anyways.
here? Biggest mistake in this Rumble, not giving him the Kane spot, the Diesel spot. I think
To
this is his
Hurricane?
only
Yeah.
elimination. No, yeah. I think this is his only elimination. I think this is more of his only elimination.
I guess he was never particularly great, like on the mic or anything, but I mean, just physically, he
No.
has everything. Jesus Christ, look at this guy.
One thing I remember somebody said about Matt Morgan, like that kind of like held him back, is like he's such a huge guy, but then like that could be a thing for him. But then you bring him in with Nathan Jones and the Big Show
Right.
and A Train, and all of a sudden he doesn't seem as special again.
Yeah, that's a good
Whereas
point.
if you bring him in on another show, you know, he might stand out more.
You got to remember, like, this is still like old habits die hard, I guess, with Vince McMahon, because like we're still getting pushes for Batista and Cena and Bobby Lashley and
Yeah. Yeah, Matt Morgan, like Nathan Jones is like freakishly huge. Like,
yes,
and you put him next to Matt Morgan. I mean, Matt Morgan's still a huge dude, but
Matt Morgan,
like comically big.
Oh god, it's awful music.
Did you guys get this album? What was it called?
Which one was it?
Forcible Entry?
It's the one where they all like sung their own songs.
Oh, jeez.
Is this Forcible Entry?
No, Forcible Entry was just
like
all their
metal.
songs.
That was like Austin's like Seether song, right?
Disturbed.
Oh, Disturbed. What did I say? Seether?
Yeah.
Broken. WWE
like Matt Morgan to
let's
me,
go.
like
there it is.
What is it?
Originals.
Okay, yeah. Matt Morgan, like, never had, like, to me, like, even in TNA, like, he just had like this weird face that like I never saw as like a threatening face. Like everything about him was threatening but his face.
I kind of get that. Yeah, he looks like he should be like an accountant or something, but he just happens to be jacked.
I feel like Braun Strowman has the same type of thing.
Dude,
like
when they put Braun Strowman with the Wyatts, I was like, who is this goofy motherfucker?
He looks like, if you're a Game of Thrones fan, he looks like Samwell Tarly.
Dude, I was about to make the exact same comparison.
If you're a Bloodsport fan or an 80s movies fan, he looks like that big goofy guy in Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme's buddy.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
And the guy from Revenge of the Nerds. The jock, the big dude, the same guy.
Right. Oh.
Kane.
Here we go. Oh, all right.
It's Pete Kane.
Yeah.
He's got a weird belly button, though. Not a big fan about that. What's going on?
He's got a weird belly button. CM Punk.
Does he now?
It's not like you can't tell. You can't see it. It's like he's got like a coin slot, like a horizontal coin slot.
Let's get a look at this belly button.
I mean, I'm not body shaming anybody here. You just can't see his belly button.
You're free to belly button shame anybody you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's not him really. It's his belly button that I don't care for.
Baron Corbin used to have a weird stomach. I remember in NXT.
It looked like a face.
Yes.
And she's smoking hot, but one of the Ring of Honor women had one too. We called her something. It wasn't super derogatory, but it wasn't very pleasant either. Kelly
Klein.
She was the one that was dating Delirious.
I don't know.
If I heard it, I would remember.
Not Killer Kelly.
No, Kelly Klein, Killer Kelly.
Anyway, we called her something. I don't want to say it on your show because you're
go ahead. Let it fly. Let it fly.
Called her what? Donut hole.
What?
That's Tony.
Tony made that up.
Donut hole. Oh. He lives.
Oh no. Oh, see you later, Kane.
I feel
A lot
like
of
Booker
quick
T
elimin-
always eliminates Kane from the Rumble.
You're not The
Oh,
Undertaker.
my guy. Love me some little Spike Dudley. And I think he's going to die. Oof.
Tried to
The
protect
fact
himself
that
by putting
Spike
his foot out
Dudley
first.
is still walking today is amazing.
Right.
Does he do the DDP? Probably not.
I don't think so. I think he stopped wrestling years ago, and now he's just like a teacher again.
What a transition.
Yeah. Well, he was a teacher before wrestling also.
What did he teach?
I remember them mentioning that in Beyond the Mat. I wouldn't mind walking into an English class one day and, hey, it's Spike Dudley.
Not imagine that. Imagine if you were a wrestling fan and Spike Dudley was your teacher,
Dude,
or like anyone. Wasn't Matt Morgan a teacher too at one point?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Grayson Waller was a teacher, I think.
Is Tito
But, like,
Santana?
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
up here, yeah.
Matt Striker.
Yeah.
Like Muhammad Hassan was like a principal.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Big Quiche.
Big Quiche. Make a difference,
Yep.
Fatu.
Yeah, I remember when like he would come out like 10 Rumbles ago, he would get like the massive pop. Now it's just like we have to put him in because he's
yeah.
a big guy. Nobody gives a fuck about him.
Yeah.
Even though I believe he becomes tag team champion with Scotty 2 Hotty. But that's only because
think
Scotty
so,
2 Hotty
yeah.
comes back from injury. I think.
Yeah. Did that already happen maybe too?
No, this is going into 20.
Oh,
So
okay.
Scotty is back, but they haven't won the titles yet. Because on SmackDown, they had a match against each other to fight for a spot.
Wasn't he tag champs with Rico at one point too?
No, Albert. Maybe not. No, maybe they weren't tag team champions, but
Oh, Scotty and the Hip Hop Hippo.
yeah, hip hop.
No,
But that-
yeah.
And then he
yeah.
turns on him to become A-Train. He turns on Scotty and then becomes A-Train.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
Rikishi comes and makes a save or something, and then Rikishi and Scotty go back together, and they defend in the 4-way at Mania. Because I was at that Mania.
I thought there was a time when Rikishi was feuding with Billy and Chuck and got to pick like his own partner, and he picked Rico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that happened. That happened.
Yeah. What a weird match that was.
Because like weren't they doing a thing where like Rico was excited to get the stink face?
That sounds right.
Yeah, that checks.
Who we got?
Benoit and Orton just chilling over there. Can't blame him. Taz, who the hell's this? Man, light on his feet, that guy.
The French guy, right?
Are they
Love
Taz.
Are they split? It's just so funny though, because like a year later or 2 years later, Taz is like singing his song. He's like, "Oh, this Fifi." He's like, "Hey, I'm a French guy and I'm dancing."
Well, he goes to SmackDown, I think, in this year's draft.
Yeah,
It enters like the U.S. title picture.
Yeah. Eventually wins the tag titles with Kenzo Suzuki.
that's
Ugh.
right.
The
He's like, "I'm a
worst
French
team
guy,
ever.
I'm a French man. Oh, he does. Yeah, because he does this.
There we go. Hell yeah, Keish.
Thank
Doing
God
his
they
little
changed the
jig.
camera angle there. There was no chance he made contact there.
I 100% did that dance at a bowling alley after getting a strike before too.
The
Oh,
French
Around
tickler.
this time. Yes.
I could see it. I could picture it. Matt Morgan's staying strong there. Surprised he's still
Yeah.
in this.
He still only got that one elimination too.
Feels like everybody's just getting eliminated. They either get eliminated right away or they don't get eliminated.
Yeah. Spike never made it in either.
So technically,
here's-
he wins this.
Here's my guy, unshaven, which is very
Well.
weird.
Or at least his face,
Unshaven
anyway.
Albert is so uncomfortable. It's the only part of his body that has no hair.
It's actually relatively tame compared to when he like debuted with draws.
Yeah.
He made
You know who
George
was
Animal
also,
Steel say grab a razor, pal.
I was a big fan of A-Train. This is my favorite
loved
iteration
A-Train.
of Albert.
I think it's weird though, because I think JBL is a thing while A-Train is still on the roster. So like
Yeah.
you have like two different wrestlers that start off with like the like a bell or like a ding 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 ding, and you can never tell which one was coming out.
Yeah, I never really thought about it.
Like they weren't the same, but they were very similar. Like if you YouTube
Right.
it, like just like the initial like horn or bell.
Mm-hmm.
Benoit, hold it on.
I don't think he's around for very much longer after this, too.
Not until Tensai.
I don't agree
Yeah.
with wrestling with nipple piercings. That's just me personally. I feel like you're asking for trouble.
That's my guy. Yeah, dude.
Still going at it, this guy.
Somebody about to get hurt.
Whoop. See you later, A-Train.
Oh, did he? I didn't even notice him leave.
Yeah,
Or
Benoit
get
dumped him.
Commentary didn't notice either, I don't think. There we go.
Yeah.
God damn it, mention that Albert's out. Or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Whoa, chill. You're just a tag team guy, Shelto. Yep.
See you
What you
later.
get?
That's a shame.
Damn, are these only two left?
Is he just a tag team guy at this point? Or
Yeah.
Yes.
For a few more months.
okay.
The draft.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's just take all the tag teams we got and split them up.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Bashams. I think that's
okay.
next year.
Thank God they didn't split them up.
I think the next year they did, and then they both had runs on like Heat and Velocity respectively, and they both sucked.
Yeah, I think Danny Basham kept the same look, but like Doug Basham, I want to say he was glittery.
Yeah, he was like he called himself the Bash Man.
Yeah.
They should have given him. They should have given him Billy Gunn's theme. I'm a bash man.
Ugh. This guy sucks. I don't know what it is about the cat, but whenever I see him, I just get unhappy.
Hey, he drew a huge house with Mickey Rourke. That might have been a movie, though. I don't remember him having a James Brown with him, or whatever that guy's.
Lamont. How dare
Lamont.
you? Put some respect on Lamont's name. Taz loves it.
I think he has like 2 matches and then he becomes the commentator on Velocity.
Yeah.
Ugh.
He doesn't have Brodus Clay's theme here, too.
Yeah, he does.
Does he?
Yeah.
Somebody call my mama.
Oh, okay.
It's just that Brodus starts with like bunkies on a roll.
Oh, yeah.
Get these jack-offs out of here. Hell yeah, Taz, tell him. I still know, like, what was the end game with Ernest the Cat Miller here? They're gonna love the dancing.
There was no end game.
I'm not familiar with his WCW work. Maybe I would appreciate him more.
Yeah, he started it. He started it there. He came in as like a martial arts guy to help with Glacier. Graduated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He saved Glacier from
that's so funny.
Mortis and Raph.
Yeah.
Oh, big time player.
Here we go. Now's the capable guys coming in.
Yeah, they hyped him up a lot in that video package too. Kurt Angle
Yeah.
saying how he never won one.
I think he's like fresh off of his like third neck injury over the past year. Yeah, Benoit, Kurt Angle. You can't miss those two.
No.
Ooh, jeez.
Oh man.
Kurt's amped.
Yeah.
I love the competitive spirit between the commentators, or at least from Taz. Jared's like, yeah, whatever, cool.
What we got?
One of these things doesn't belong.
Oh, he's got Jackie at this point?
Hell yeah.
What a bombshell she was. Probably still is.
That's Charlie Haas. If he ever,
if he ever comes back on the
show.
Yeah, if you ever keeps his booking.
What a shame.
I still got love for your Haas, man.
Yeah.
You should be
Rico. Rico's another one of those guys that was big in OVW, but never really translated.
Yep. Couldn't tell you how many dark matches I've seen of him in person.
Rico Constantino, or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Cornette loves him.
For like 2 years straight, he was on every New Jersey, New York house show and dark match.
Hell yeah. See ya.
Yep. Thanks for coming.
I was gonna say they always try to build him up by like the same thing, like kind of like with Goldust. Like, don't let that fool you. Like, he's real tough, and then they do something like that where he gets tossed out in 2 seconds.
He was a tough guy too. It's just
Cop.
You know,
martial arts, all that stuff.
Yeah.
There we go.
Business is picking up here. We got some tests.
Bitty bomb bomb, bitty bitty bomb bomb.
Or do we?
Ooh.
Was he invisible now? Fuck yeah, Taz.
This was a test to see if somebody was coming down.
Nice.
Come on,
Failed.
Nope, failed. 100% failed, Brundo. I ain't afraid to say.
I enjoyed it. Laid out perfectly.
This scene always bothered
Symmetrical.
me. I'll tell you why. This scene always bothered me.
Well, we know it's not Scott Steiner.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh.
It's after Orton spit in his face, called him a coward.
Was this post when he threw him down or kicked him down the steps too? Or
no, that's the pay-per-view in between.
Oh, okay.
So why did that scene bother you?
Like, would Mick Foley really let? So now I'm thinking about it. Like now, I'm like, all right, that makes sense. Like, would Mick Foley really let Austin like fucking yell at him like that? Like, you son of a bitch, get out! Or it was like Mick Foley just kind of like off camera, just kind of going like, "Oopsie!" Like,
We'll never know.
Like,
I guess if he gets a Rumble spot out of it, it's fuck Test. I guess I don't know.
Like, why? Like, wouldn't Spike Dudley make more sense there? Was Test a heel at this point? Is he with Steiner?
He
at
was,
this point?
yeah.
He was the Steiner thing finally ended earlier that year.
So, like, wasn't he a babyface again? I don't know.
He was
just
kind of just around.
Like, why would Mick Foley be so afraid to like confront Austin and be like? But I guess Foley won. I don't know. At first,
he's a rabid animal, KJG. I mean, he's unhinged.
I know, but like if all, yeah, I get it. Yeah. As it was happening, I was like, all right, maybe not.
He's not going to fight his former tag team partner.
Yeah. I think this is right after his second book too, where he just shit all over Test all throughout the entire book.
Oh, really? Oh, that's why.
Yeah. He said that in the first book he crapped on Al Snow so much, so he had to find somebody else.
Nice.
And there was Test.
This is Christian?
Christian.
All right.
This is generic music Christian.
Yeah,
it will always be Tyson Tomko's music to me.
I feel like there were a couple of themes that they definitely dubbed over. Like the Dudleys.
That one's maybe.
Dudleys, I think we're using Power Man 5000 at this point. And then they just
was that also
the normal.
Oh shit! Was that Finley? Yeah. Oh god, so much happening. Oh jeez.
Gosh.
I'm not a CTE guy.
Oh, you know what bothered me? Why would you reward the guy by putting him in a match for a shot at the world title? That's what bothered me.
That I get. Yeah. I'm kind of with you.
So not only does he get to get revenge on the guy that he hates, he also gets a chance to win the world title.
Oof. Oof. It's crazy that like this is the feud that I feel like made Randy Orton, Mick Foley of all people in 04.
Oh yeah, absolutely did. He was like right there, and then this like absolutely put him over the edge.
And Foley has said, "Oh,
jeez,
come on,
side,
man."
Nunzio was integral in this feud, by the way. I don't think you guys realize big factor in what started this whole thing. It was Nunzio.
He was integral in a lot of stuff. He had
That's
the
right.
Taker stuff with Taker.
Yep,
I believe.
Yeah, the whole FBI was feuding with Taker,
and I'm pretty sure they locked Brock Lesnar in a fucking in a storage room with a forklift.
Yeah.
And Big Show paid him off. What was I going to say about
Foley and Orton?
Oh yeah, Foley said that like that his match with Orton is probably his top 2 favorite matches of all time.
Oh yeah, because he I think he was really bummed with how the WrestleMania match went, and then that Backlash match pretty much made it all better.
Oh, that's right. Yes, that match was after the Mania. That's right.
Yeah.
The handicap match.
Did Nunzio ever even make it in?
Oh yeah.
What did he? Oh, I guess.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, there he is. It's amazing. He looks exactly the same these days. Just maybe a little bit a little more lines in his face, but
a little weathered.
Yeah.
Italians don't crack. That's what they say.
Heard that.
So technically, Spike Dudley did win this Rumble. Am I wrong?
Yes. There's a story there somewhere with him
I think-
and Curtis Axel.
Ooh.
Oh, handlebar show. Watch out.
Yep.
God.
Or maybe Fu Man Show.
Ah.
Damn it, I liked it. I didn't want to laugh, but I liked it. He could grow a badass Fu Manchu if he wanted to. Just the
Yeah.
angle of it.
Was that on purpose?
Oh no, we're having a lot of fun here. That is just pouring all over us.
Us couple of Christians there.
No, Benoit,
Right.
Death.
murder. Does Big Show have the most second places in Royal Rumble history, or is that Roman Reigns?
I don't know. I still think he won 2000.
Oh, he did.
I still
Rock
stand
confirmed
firm
it.
on that. Let me see if I can remember off the top of my head. There was the Philly one where he gets Roman.
Rock
beats him
has a
both, right?
couple second place finishes,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think, too.
Whoa.
Who else had power? Oh, Jericho.
It's right before he gets his heart broken by Trish.
Ah, poor guy. I love this team of Jericho and Christian too.
Yeah.
They were absolutely the highlights of a lot of Raws.
The highlight reel, you may say?
Very true.
Huh?
Even 20 something years later, I still remember their ass cream skits.
Is this your ass cream? Just says ass cream on it. Just stupid. Uh-oh. Damn, he could just hold that bottom rope from over it. It's crazy.
Seriously. The Big Joe already seems like exhausted too.
Yeah.
Oh, there's my guy.
Just throw him in the mix. He's kind of like the Chavo Guerrero of World's Greatest Tag Team.
No way. They were equals.
Okay.
Former tag team partner of you guys also talked about. Hardcore Holly
Yes.
Yeah?
and Rico.
What a dire time that was.
Pretty sure they were tag champs, him and Rico.
I bet
They
they
100% were.
Okay.
If Renee and Kenzo are tag champs, anything's
Yeah.
possible. I always wonder, like, oh,
See,
geez,
Christian.
sick bump. I always wonder what would happen if, like, the winner accidentally got eliminated, like they slipped on the apron, and
Well, that's
Didn't
what
that
happened with Cena and Batista the one year. Actually, I think the next year.
it's the next year, yeah.
Yeah. I think one of them was, or I think Batista was supposed to win that, and then they both fell out at the same time.
Right. It was so perfect how they landed at the same time, though.
Yeah.
I wonder if that was like a work or a shoot.
I'm a nice man.
Here we go. the build up
No
on
reaction.
on the SmackDowns leading up to this, they're like doing these vignettes for Billy Gunn for his return, and he's hosting it. He's like, "Here's one of my best moments of my career. Counting down the top 5 Billy Gunn moments." And he
That's actually
so
a pretty
clearly
damn
hates
good
it.
Billy Gunn. I never heard anyone do a Billy Gunn impression. That's a pretty damn
Well,
good.
let me tell you what. I've done a lot of good things in my career. I'm losing it.
Oh,
Losing
that
the
was
Billy.
good. But it was like, this is after the Billy and Chuck bullshit.
Yeah,
Not bullshit.
yeah.
That shit was good, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
but now
pretty
they're
good.
trying to recapture their magic of Mr. Ass, and it just did not work.
They should have gone back to the one.
I love that song, man. The one Billy Gunn. Life got it all. You're more than I got. A conversation.
It's on my gym playlist. I got it all.
I got it
Ow,
all.
So good.
Every song he had a guitar. Except for the You Look So Good to Me.
They need to get that whoever that singer is and do somebody else's theme. Just too good to go to waste. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Red Hot Cena.
Did you ever
No
hear?
Cena rap.
Did you ever go to the YouTube videos where like it's every sitcom to Billy Gunn's music?
No. I can picture it though. Here we go. A little Tug McGraw jersey. Mind your business.
Oh wow. He should have been like Lawler and just hit under the ring.
Yeah, like who are you actually hiding from? You're like, if anything, like hide under the hide right by the stairs, so like people
Right.
when they look out of the ring, they look over you.
Yeah, he's small enough.
There you go, nuns. Nope.
Oh jeez.
See you later. Slug trail over the mat. What?
Yeah, all I heard was Taz say ass cheeks.
What number are we at?
29, I think.
Yep, 29 RVD.
Taking his time. Can't blame him.
Taking
Why,
his
why
time.
rush? Why rush?
Yeah.
What? Confuse him. Never let him know your next move.
Seems a little hazy there. I'll just wait,
Watch out,
JR.
nuns.
Ninja's getting some work.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here for business. He had to beat both of his FBI members to get in this Rumble.
Fucking
Did like an over-the-top
Johnny's-
battle royal.
Johnny the Bull and Chuck Palum's.
Hell yeah.
Johnny the Bull might be the strongest wrestler that
Oh, dude.
not many people have ever heard of.
That gorilla press he did to Rikishi.
Oh god, that's what I always go back to think of. Yeah.
Insane. There we go.
I wonder if a 30 even won by now. Because they say mathematically speaking, the odds-on favorite. But
Right. Oh!
I don't know if. Oof.
Well, I think if they just keep each one mutually exclusive, then he still technically is the odds-on favorite.
Yeah.
At least going into it.
Right.
True. Freshest guy out there.
But like, if you're number 1 and you eliminate number 2, technically, like, you're still not the odds-on favorite. But if you can eliminate,
He definitely just wedgie eliminated Charlie Haas there.
It's the kind of elimination Charlie Haas deserves.
Yeah.
Get out here,
Screw you
nerd.
for not doing the Wizards.
Exactly.
Ghosting us. Have this
That'll show
wedgie.
him.
Goodness. He went right through him.
Ooh, man.
Billy gone.
Nice. Nunzi gotta go, huh?
Nunzi, no.
No, it's Nunzi. No.
Ugh.
Jeez Louise.
That was like Queely level spear there.
Mhm. Oh boy.
This crowd's going nuts.
Yeah. I mean, at the
Legend.
time, that's like a dream matchup.
100%. Everyone was comparing Brock to Goldberg. And we
Yeah.
finally get Goldberg.
And then they're both gone.
Yeah, and then we get that match.
Whoa, chill. It's a family show.
Supposedly.
Thanks, Jim. Final 6.
Heavy hitters in there too.
Yeah, it was pretty top heavy towards the end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is fine by me because the match itself was pretty entertaining all the way through.
Yeah, usually when they get to like the final 4, a lot of times it's like it feels like it's 3 heavy hitters and then it's, Billy Gunn
Right.
or somebody like
Yeah.
that. Or 8 Ball.
Fake Diesel.
yeah,
Listen,
there you go.
eight balls are heavy hitters.
Yeah. You got to get low, guys.
Yeah.
Gravity.
Oof. That looked like a chin butt, not even a headbutt.
Jeez.
Oh,
got him.
jeez, I didn't think he would hit that. Pumping him up.
I got to pump him up.
Did you guys ever own pumps?
Absolutely.
I did not. Unfortunately. Well, now he's dead weight, you dorks.
Directing traffic there.
You say a wench?
A tugboat. That's what they need. A tugboat.
Or a typhoon.
Funny you should say that. I just happen to have one right here.
Been waiting for this moment.
I don't.
See ya. Oh.
Oh, I forgot about that. That looked awful.
Yeah.
He was okay, but that Cena bump was awful.
Oof.
I think that was on all like the don't try this at home deals.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
goodbye. Whoa.
Oof. Who's that out there looking at Cena? Is that Big John guy from Tough Enough? It looked like.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the Big John myself.
John Big Gerberick,
Yeah, that was it.
because he went to the same college as I did.
Really?
Towson
bragging?
University, baby. Towson University. Oh, I'm not bragging. I don't know the guy. But always got to support your fellow Towson Tigers.
Wait, what is this gonna do, Chris?
Yeah, this is silly.
You goose?
Yeah.
Huh.
Who does he think he is? Macho trying to pin him?
Right.
This is just Kurt Angle just being like, he's stupid idiot.
It's fed up.
Yeah.
Oh, is Benoit gonna toss them both? I forget how we get to the final two. So I choke slam him out. Oh man.
Oh. See you later.
Why didn't you just do that to everybody? How
Yeah.
are you gonna counter it? I've always loved Kurt Angle's punches.
Yeah. He has a very like Bret Hart, Razor Ramon-ish punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, Razor Ramon for sure.
My wife always makes
way.
fun of Chris Benoit for having tiny legs, and I can never not just fixate on them. Or they're like short legs.
Stubs.
It's like, don't let him hear you say that.
I don't think at this time I had any idea or like any inclination that Big Show was gonna win.
Yeah.
Not saying like he is, but like it was never believable.
Right.
No.
It's cool to see Kurt and Benoit in the mix here in the final three after that classic they had the previous year. That was nice. Ah! Show's getting his ass kicked.
Thank you, but you know how you get him up after that.
Exactly. Okay.
Oh,
That's gross.
yeah.
Well, maybe he's. Wow. Hell yeah,
That was
Show.
surprisingly athletic from Big Show. Down to the final two.
Here we go. Unlucky.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that was going to be the end as soon as I saw Benoit.
That would have been a good finish. Yeah.
Yeah.
Number one still in there. Never been seen before.
He was the first number one to win, wasn't he?
He was not.
No, Sean
No?
was. I was being
I
a
thought
bit
Sean was
trickster.
2 when he won.
95. He was 1. Bulldog was 2.
Oh, okay. That's right. That's right.
And then they ended up being the last 2 in.
Yeah, that I remember.
That they played Bulldog's music. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, jeez. The damage. I mean, he's taking everybody's finisher at least once.
Yeah, he took the headbutt too.
Frog splash.
Yeah.
5 knuckle shuffle. I mean, come on. How do you recover from that?
One of the scariest lion salts.
Yeah. The Hayabusa assault.
Oof.
They just don't look like the same species when they're next to each other like that.
I feel like there's a height that wrestlers are at where it becomes a prerequisite that you get a sidewalk slam.
Right?
I think it's like 6'7" and above.
Yeah.
You know, Kane would do it. He did it. Taker, Test, all these guys. Nash, yeah.
Probably the best one is Nash.
Dino Bravo's finisher was the sidewalk slam.
Shout out.
Yeah. That's right.
That is a
biggest pet
white
peeve
man.
Shit.
My biggest pet peeve was when people confuse the boss man slam and the sidewalk slam.
Yeah.
And like,
yes.
Yeah. And they called like this, like the boss man slam, they called it a sidewalk slam, which is not what it is.
It's a black hole slam.
Fair enough. Touche.
Well, Big Show's winning, I guess.
Yeah.
This makes me so mad.
Why?
I was going to wait till after the match, but like as soon as Angle got eliminated, I was like, fuck, all right. We know who's winning.
Yeah, it could have been Big Show versus Eddie Guerrero, I guess. Bork Laser.
Brock Lesnar at that time.
But like everyone knew that it was going to be.
Yeah, it was pretty.
I was
Laid
still
on thick.
screaming at my TV at this point.
Like
come
Kurt,
on, get him out, get him out.
To go back to what Brundo said, like Kurt Angle and Benoit have this banger last year. Have them to be the last 2 in the Rumble this year. Like Kurt Angle's still believable. Big Show, like no one. I guess they just wanted the optic of Benoit to go like all the way down low.
Yeah.
And, like,
Right.
Like just the thought of like eliminating Big Show like that to win a Rumble makes it feel even, bigger.
But like even in
At the show.
2000, like even though Big Show technically won, like no one thought that he fucking was gonna win. Even though he did win the World Championship in '99, still nobody gave a fuck. Anyway, that was a good Rumble.
That was a good Rumble. Like I didn't remember a lot about it, but it was like a pretty like fast paced. Like it felt like there was always something happening. Like there wasn't a lot of dead air. A lot of storyline, the Undertaker Kane stuff, Brock and Goldberg, Randy Mick.
Yeah,
And-
Randy looked like a star.
And then
Yeah.
even Big Show Cena, which is why he even was more not believable.
Yeah.
This is why they did it like this.
Yeah. Yeah, that is pretty sick looking back at it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Like yeah.
After all these years, it's good to finally know who won this Rumble. Don't ask WWE.
Let's spread the word, guys. Yeah, it really did. Like, at a certain point, it seemed like Benoit would never, get across that threshold. But this was kind of surreal at the time, seeing him win the Rumble.
It's cool that him and Eddie did it at the same time too.
Yeah.
Like cross that threshold.
That was really awesome
That was great.
to be there for that Mania and seeing those two guys.
Oh,
that's
dude.
Absolutely insane.
I mean, it's a shame that it's like lost in the annals of time now.
Right.
But it's a crazy time. Well, that's the Rumble, boys. Royal Rumble 04. I thought like everything before the Rumble was a little sketchy, maybe outside of the world title match. But overall, I kind of had a fun time watching it. Even like the silly stuff, and the Rumble itself was good. I would give this a big old thumbs up. I think. What about you guys?
Me too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%
definitely.
thumbs up. Yep.
It's hard to mess up a Rumble, and I know they have, but I
Yeah.
mean, up to this point, they definitely had a lot more W's than L's for Rumbles.
Right.
But even like we talked about how like some of the matches were quick at the beginning, but that's a solid undercard for a Rumble to me. Like
Mhm.
that's like a decent like. All right, we're not giving you too much. We gave you Shawn Michaels and HBK bleeding all over the place, but everything else was just kind of, there, and that's okay for when you have the Rumble. I give like thumbs up, man, 100%.
Yeah.
And at this time too, it's the pay-per-view era, so they had to be off at a certain time. So
right.
the Rumble's gonna last like an hour. You didn't have all this other extra time to do for undercard matches.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Yeah,
anything, you want the most time for the Rumble.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, you want the
absolutely.
most time for Triple H, of course.
True.
But,
Sure.
the game's got a game after all. But yeah, I mean, that was kind of the theme throughout the entire show, is that everything was setting up for WrestleMania, so everything had intent behind it and had a reason behind it. So for that reason, I enjoyed the show. But another thing I enjoy is the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast, most specifically my boys KJG and Brundo. Appreciate my favorite wizards joining the show, taking time to watch a show, and hopefully they won't make it this far. But where can everybody find you boys, listen to you, watch you, taste you, all that stuff?
At Wizards Podcast on all social media platforms, I believe, right, Brundo? Still at Wizards Podcast on Instagram, at Wizards Podcast on Twitter,
Yep.
YouTube / The Shining Wizards, I believe it is. Personally, at Kevin Garifo on Twitter, Shining Wizards Kevin on Instagram.
Okay, well, don't go to Instagram, I guess.
Yeah, you can find me Irish Misfit on Twitter, and if you enjoy watching somebody retweet everything the Shiner Wizards do, I'm your guy.
You're the retweeter, huh? That's
Oh,
your
yeah.
designation?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. Nobody
When-
cares what I think, so
When you're not
they
teaming with
care
Gary
what the
Wolf.
Wizards think.
Yeah. Pitbull number 3 up here.
I
So we
could-
still fucking
I'll dig
Chavo?
that. Yeah.
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 I'll marry hardcore.
No,
He
I'm
probably
married.
makes some
I'm
good
married,
tricks.
Chavo.
I guess you could do all 3 to Chavo if you really wanted to. You just got to make sure it's in the right order. Well, anyways,
So
I don't know
you
how to end shows.
definitely-
No,
Marry,
you're
kill,
saying?
fuck. Got it.
Marry, kill. Yeah, I like that. Marty Jannetty style. That's what they call it.
It's cold.
Yeah,
He's a genetic freak.
there we go. Once again, thank you to old Brundo and KJG from the Shining Wizards for joining me on this episode today. It was a lovely, lovely time with those boys. Go check them out, the Shining Wizards Wrestling Podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts. Also follow their personal socials. I'll put all this in the description. Good boys, good follows on the socials, and yep, that's about all Daddy has for you guys today. Appreciate you. I'm talking so fast. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Love you. Always appreciated. Come back now if you want, or don't. Whatever. Wouldn't be the first time somebody left me and didn't come back. Well, anyways, y'all have a blessed day. Love you. Mwah. I'm hard.
Yeah. And the hardest, talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what hard is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock it. Let's get it started. It's the hardest, talk around and disregard it. Strip you off the ground, show you what hard is. Standing strong and proud, nothing can knock it. Let's get it started.